Hello, welcome back to Galactic Reviews. And this week we watched the movie Avatar 3, Avatar Fire and Ash. Uh, it's a continuation from 2, I think right from the get-go, unlike 1 to 2. There's a good 15-year gap, I think. Whereas in 2 to 3, it's only like a few seconds, maybe a day at most. But it's a real quick gap. Not quite as long as the one from 1 to 2. Yeah, not much changed other than now there's fire people hailed from the Firelands. Fire Nation attacked the sea people, and
Did they attack the southern or the northern water tribe?
the Southern, I think.
Easier targets.
Yeah, so this movie, I think the thing about the Avatar movies is that they look gorgeous and they're breathtaking when you first see them, but everything else is mid. With this one, since they didn't really show us anything new that we didn't really see in the first one, it was less eye-catching, less beautiful, didn't quite look as good. And it wasn't terrible. And I think I'm gonna have to wait to see all five of them to say whether or not this is a good series or not. But this is probably the worst of the three.
Um,
It feels like a filler for anything.
I would, sorry to cut in, but I would have to disagree. I think this one is better than two.
Okay, really?
Yeah. Two, honestly, two and three are like copy and paste of each other, it feels like almost.
Yeah.
It's just
No, they're very
three, I
similar.
think three has more depth than two does.
Hmm.
Because in two, like you said, it's a 15-year time skip, and it just like there's not much explanation, while this one feels like it's a lot more. I mean, then again, you know and understand too, so you already know most of these characters, but you get more depth to some of these characters, while in the second one, you didn't really feel attached to really any of them. When the oldest son died, it was like, okay, he's dead.
Yeah.
While in this one, like, you feel a little bit more attached because they have more personality. Like the second son, he's going through his trauma, then you finally figure out like their daughter, um or older daughter, that, and then with Spider, and it I feel like it has more depth than the second one does. The second one just felt like it was, oh, let's explain a 15-year time skip in like 10 minutes and then go with the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I get that, but I think as far as I won't disagree, but I think without those building blocks that were in 2, 3 wouldn't be near as good.
Yes. No, that is true.
So,
I
and
will not
also
disagree with
on
that.
2, the big thing is the world and the CGI and the things that they can do with it. Now, that
Hmm.
seems to be the draw of Avatar, less so the story and more so like how beautiful the
Yes.
world looks. And in
Yes.
this one, we got very mundane stuff. A lot of it was just buildings and
Well,
stuff
this
that was
one
brought
we
from
didn't,
Earth a
yeah,
lot.
this one we didn't really see a new area of Pandora.
We
Um,
did, we did,
briefly,
but they
briefly,
weren't breathtaking, and I the reason probably is because it's mostly the Earth
the
people,
Ash, the Ash Barons.
the Earth people, and probably the people that set things on fire. That's probably the reason.
I mean, that's true.
But I'm
Because
just saying it doesn't look that good
yes, we
from
didn't
a
see really any new creatures. Everything that we saw in this movie, we had seen previously, pretty much.
yeah,
I
with
don't
the
believe
exception of
we
the
saw
balloon people.
anything
That was about it. The balloon
that's,
traders. That was about it.
I believe so. We just didn't see much new things with this movie. It was all just the same thing. They said they he reunited all of the tribes again, but obviously not all of the tribes, since the Ash people were, or that, are they the Ash clan? Because it's named Fire and Ash.
Yeah, I
So
don't quite
I don't know what their clan name is or which group they belong to. But regardless, I will, for now, call them the Ash clan. Um, they're the only ones that he did not unite, but at the same time, he's like going in the order of the different nations. So you first start out and it's like the Earth Nation or whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna 100% bring this to the Avatar: The Last
I don't know if
Airbender.
they're supposed to be the air people or earth people. I honestly don't
I'm
know.
not really sure, to be perfectly honest,
I mean, they're
but
up in trees, so you could assume air people, maybe.
maybe. But the forest dwellers, I don't know. You have
Possibly.
them
I
from
don't know. This
I don't
is
know. You have them from the forest, then you go out and you see the water people. And the first movie, they're like, oh, he united all the tribes. And then you have the second movie, and it's like, oh, there's a whole like another group of tribes from the water people, but they know who he is, but they didn't come to help. I'm like, how many? I understand Pandora, I'm pretty sure is like 3 times the size of Earth, if
yeah.
I remember correctly.
I have no idea. It's been a while since I saw the first movie.
Oh, it's been a long time since I've seen the first movie, but
Been a
I
very long
think
time
that's
since I
what
see
the
the first
synopsis
movie.
is. It's supposed to be like a much larger form of Earth, but it's I don't know. I was hoping everything that we got explained from the Ash plan was explained in the trailer. We didn't get any more explanation of who they were, why they do this, or anything else.
We kind of did.
Very
So
slightly, but
very
everything
slightly.
else, but it was like maybe 5, 10 minutes of a brief synopsis of why they do this, but we got the gist of that from the trailer. Nothing was really expanded on besides, oh, we went against AWA. We don't like AWA. We now believe fire is God or whatever. And
Yeah.
that's the whole gist of it. Nothing else. And it's, I didn't really care for that part solely because they as a group, you could take them out, and I don't think it would have affected this movie at all.
Yeah. One of the other things about this movie is that most of it just all feels like the same for the most
Oh,
part. Like
100%.
none of
It's
it's
like
like
copy and paste
there
almost,
are
it feels
key
like.
point. I'm talking about just feels like it bleeds into each other. Like the whole movie itself, just three in and of itself, it all bleeds into each other, and you really don't get much. Like
It could
key
be the fact
points.
of it's the same thing for about 3 hours.
Yeah, that's kind of what it feels like. It feels like it's the
Yeah.
same monotonous thing for about 3 hours, and you get some key points in there, like Spider somewhat turning into an avatar, but not really because they can't afford the CGI budget for some reason. I don't like. There's
I
some
was
things that I
really
don't quite.
expecting slowly for his skin to start turning blue,
Yeah, well, I there's some things that I don't
but who knows? Maybe the fourth movie he'll start turning blue.
maybe. But it's just weird in that aspect of like what why they like Spider was interesting because he was a human that just hung out with the Avatar people, and then they
Yes.
kind of do this weird thing where now like he's an amalgamation of both species.
Yes. And then with I can't remember her name off the top of my head. The older daughter.
Kiri, I think is her name.
I think
Maybe
so. Um I
Sigourney Weaver
honestly
plays
kind
her,
of
and I don't mind the
that's true.
character. It's just Sigourney Weaver plays her, and she's 60, and
Well, that is
sometimes
true.
she just
But
sounds like an old woman.
But the way they pulled it off, saying that she's a clone, pretty much, I'm like, okay, that's kind of interesting. I kind of like the way they wrapped that into um everything for that. I'm like, that was pretty interesting.
I don't know if I like it. It wasn't good in
It's
Jurassic World 3, and I don't like it here.
That's fair. That is fair. But they gave it more of a, it makes more sense in this movie with the fact of how she's attached differently to
Yeah,
Awa
with
than the
everything they did,
rest.
I mean, I get it, but it
It the
just
explanation that she's a clone technically, and this is how she's a clone from Awa and their failed attempt to try to. I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. I do admit that. That was a pretty smart move instead of just saying I honestly don't know what else they would have done, to be perfectly honest. Since it's pretty much just Sigourney Weaver.
yeah, I don't know.
Um,
The
it's
whole Also the whole thing with them mourning death when they can go visit their loved ones whenever, apparently, by
I
just tapping into the tree. And I thought it was just like they could only see memories based on like the ending of two. No, apparently they can interact with the whole
Yeah,
dead
from what
people. So
I
that kind of takes
remember
a
from
little
the
bit off the
first,
edge
yeah,
of
from
the
what
death.
I remembered of like the first and the second movie, it's memories, not like full-on communication. But I think there is a thing once a year where you can talk to people, and I think that's where this movie ends. It's like the closest connection with Awa to the planet happens like once every year, and you can somewhat communicate with the dead.
If that's the
But
case, that
the
was very poorly explained.
That's fair. I think it's in the
Because
first movie that they explain that a little bit.
oh, that's
Not
very poorly
really.
explained then. That
But
is very poorly explained.
even then, they do it consistently throughout this movie, especially with the two brothers. But I'm not sure if it's him living in a memory and him using the memory to turn it into his brother. I'm not really sure. It was really weird, slightly confusing, but
I mean, it's interesting closure for the older brother being like, "Yeah, I would have gone back anyway. Like, screw it, it's Spider."
yes,
Like, and
yeah.
I mean, that's
For
good.
the
That's
closure of
good.
the older brother and for the younger brother and his growth and watching him change throughout this movie, that was good.
That's good, but it's
The
not
only
something that would have
character that
worked.
we still have like no feedback on is the youngest daughter.
I don't care. She's
She
just
just
made to be,
exists.
from what I can best tell, she's just made to be in perilous situations and them to care. You know, that's what it
She
seems
gets
like.
but she gets kidnapped all the time.
I
She's
know.
like Daphne.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like she's just made to be
Okay.
the thing that gets taken and you have to go save her. She gets saved. No, wait, she got taken again. You know, that's what it just feels like that
That's fair.
character is
That's
all
fair.
for.
That is fair.
And I get granted she's still little. She can't really do much, but I mean in Patriot, like the two youngest brothers end up going and shooting the bastard British after they just massacred their house. Like she could still do something. Like she's at least 8, okay? Like there's
That is
still
true.
like
There
Patriot
then
did it.
again, there's the whole time skip. So what's happening within that like 15 to 18 year time skip? And this whole movie is about him going back to reclaim, I forget the name of the beast, but to get back to being like their king, I suppose is the closest way to put
I
it.
guess champion, king, whatever. I don't know.
Champion, I think that might be a better word for it. I don't know. I just don't see the direction this series is going in. The second one, I could see the direction. This one, it just seems like still a copy and paste of the second one for how it's moving. The third one, I'm like, you've taken out so many people, so many humans that at this point, where I don't understand because it takes them a long time just to get there. They set up a base, you blew up the base, and immediately they have another base.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like,
I don't think in the second one he blew up the base.
no, the second one they just defended they sent some ships and they blew up the ships. This one they went and actually blew up the base. A single person went and blew up the whole base almost.
Yeah, I know. Beautiful, isn't it? It's just This is
plot
so
armor.
stupid. You wouldn't think a military wouldn't be that dumb to put all the ammunition right there, like right underneath the bed. We're gonna
Well, it
make
wasn't
it
that
so
it wasn't just that. She strapped or he strapped RPGs to a tip of an arrow.
yeah, we're gonna make it so that way we know these people can fly, okay? We're gonna make it so that way only an aerial assault with RPGs will make it a problem, and we know these people aren't always afraid, carry pew pews. So
Well, that's true, but at the same
especially the
time,
aerial people. That's
they were not expecting that since their corporal just brought in a I don't know. I don't understand the corporal and his decision making either. Like
no,
the
this
first movie
movie.
made sense for him. The second movie, I was like, okay, you cloned him, sure,
The
cloned him and
sec
then put him in an avatar.
the second
Okay,
movie was
that's
nothing more
weird.
than an epilogue for the
Um,
first movie. Like the
yeah,
second movie,
and then
my yeah.
the third movie with him in it again, I'm like, what is your purpose?
I don't think there really.
What is his purpose?
I don't think there really is one. I think by the
And
time
he
we get to
jumps
five,
off, commits potential suicide
he's not
in
dead.
the
He's not dead until you find the body.
That is true. He'll come back and forth and be like, I'm back. You
Or
miss
it's gonna
me?
have another time skip where we have the kid that was the daughter of the fire lady and the colonel wanting revenge from Jake. That'll probably be 6 and 7 because I think they filled 2 through 5 all in one row.
They did. They
So
did. And from what I understand, the writer wants to do two more movies after five.
I don't give a
So
frick.
I'm like, yes, it's beautiful,
It's a beautiful landscape. It looks
but
beautiful. It's beautiful filmography with CGI, but
I don't, even the first movie, the plot was, it made sense for the plot.
yeah, no, the plot was a mid
It
movie,
wasn't
but
any
it
of the
looked beautiful. It
extraordinary.
wasn't, yeah.
It moved the story and it was a basic plot. Go in, try to colonize, makes sense.
The
Second
second
movie, I'm
one,
like, okay, it's still the same plot,
same thing
which
but
I
bigger.
understand,
Same thing
but
but more people.
different landscape and on the water. Got you. Third movie, it's just the same thing.
It's water
That's it.
and no, it's water and air. Both of
And
them working
air.
in tandem.
You're right. You're right. What
Yeah.
is going to be the fourth movie?
Underground. They're gonna find the underground avatars.
That would be interesting. That would that would put a plot twist on everything I understand. Oh, but it's one of those things like they won the battle the same way they won in the first movie. They asked Awa for help. Awa helped them in the first movie to defeat the people. This movie, they ask Awa for help. Awa comes through and helps them defeat the people.
What the frick is the point?
It's
I
the
don't.
same ending. It's the
Yeah.
same it's the same step-by-step thing, just progressing storylines with the same characters. But it's the same roller coaster.
Yeah.
There's no real deviation to expand the plot. Um, it's the
Yeah.
same. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it really.
Well,
Um, it's still I- it's still good because of its visual effects and it's beautiful. And there are times in the movie where it's like, okay, this is pretty good for a movie.
yeah.
It's emotional, it's impactful, and then you have the next 2 hours and you're asking yourself, why are you so long?
Yeah. Jake Sully and Spider in that scene with the with in the woods with the
All I
knife
can
and
think
stuff.
of was shoot, I just went blank on his name from the Bible.
Abraham.
Abraham. That's all I could think of
So the
during
thing
the
about
whole
that
thing.
that was a good scene. That was a good scene. I think it just took way too long.
It did. It did take a long time, and I'm like, the longer it took, I'm like,
The
he's not
more I
gonna
was like
actually do it.
the more I was like, okay, hurry this up. I got places to be in this. Just like how much
The
more of
movie
this
has
is gonna
another hour and a half. Hurry
yeah,
up.
I know. It's such a long movie too. Like three and
It's
a
three
half
hours.
hours.
No, it's 3 hours and like 10 minutes,
It's
which is
still a
the
long
average
movie.
runtime of the Avatar movies. They're extremely long. First one, decent for a sit through. Well, for the first time. I mean, even the second time. Um, the second one, I second one was such a bore to me.
Yeah.
I just didn't care. I didn't care enough where honestly some of the characters that came back from the second movie, I was like, holy shit, I don't remember who you are. And I watched this like 2 years ago, but I remember all the characters from the first movie. It just didn't have any impact on me.
Yeah.
Um, for the characters. Um, like I'm assuming they're the two brothers. One that died.
Yeah.
Um,
The chieftain has two
three children
sons. Yeah,
and a
two
daughter,
sons, a daughter, and then and then a
and
newborn
then
that
the
was born in the
newborn.
battlefield.
Yes,
Because
the
it's
two
always great to
sons.
bring in a pregnant lady into the
True.
battlefield.
Oh, 100%. The two sons completely forgot they existed. They showed up, and when they said, "Oh, I'm out too. I'm no longer a part of the clan," I'm like, "Oh, they're their children. I understand." I'm
Yeah,
like, now I understand why she looks mortified because I just didn't remember like at all who they were.
it wasn't really explained, but I don't think it was ever explained that they were all related, the
It
three of them.
was, I believe, in the first movie, it was explained
In
because
this,
they were trying to teach them how to adapt.
in the
And
second
since,
one, it kind of like she teases the one with long hair, but the one with short hair, we just thought was I honestly just thought was like a close friend. I didn't realize it was also his brother.
yes,
So I
yeah,
got the one with the longer hair and the man bun was the brother of the girl. I did not realize the one with the short hair was also a brother.
yeah, I
So,
did not, I was,
but
yeah.
hey, the more you know. So
Like I said, the second movie was beautiful. I loved the visuals of the second movie,
my guessing
but
is the end of the
for
fifth
the
one.
plot and the characters, I just did not understand
Yeah. My
or
guessing
do
for
not
the ending
remember.
of the fifth one is that it's gonna be Loak and the daughter are gonna get married and have a kid, and the colonel's gonna be a grandfather,
You
and
mean
that's gonna be the ending
Spider?
of no, no, no. The Loak, the second oldest brother.
I understand, but you said then the Colonel's going to
I
have
meant
a
the
grandson.
corporal. I meant the corporal,
Okay.
not the colonel, the corporal.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
I don't think the colonel will get there. I think he'll have another son in the by the end
Well,
of the
it's the thing of
fourth.
what's the next movie going to be about?
I don't
I mean,
know.
they have Fire and Ash, but at this point,
I
they're going
don't
to
think
have
it's
to
coming
go
out
to the
until
Fire Nation to fight the Fire Nation.
I don't think it's coming
That's
out to
what Aang had to
2029.
do.
So I don't think it's out coming out to 2029. So right now I do not care.
2029. Holy
Yeah.
shit. I was expecting like 2028,
COVID
like
apparently threw a
early
whole bunch of things
2028.
back. So
I mean, that's fair, but still. I mean, okay, that's fine. Um,
Disney's money hungry and they want the movies to breathe.
that's fair. That's fair.
So
Um,
I honestly think, in my opinion, that these these two through five, I think should have just been a show on Disney Plus. And I think it would have gone over much better. Because as
Possibly, but knowing how, I mean, if they have the same writer, I think it could have done okay as a show, actually.
yeah,
Um,
I think would have done better just because
and
I
done
get what they're
like
doing,
an
but
hour-long
it's just
episode. But even then, for an hour-long episode of the same plot
I would have
line,
said a half hour. Just
yeah, because but Disney Plus is going to push it to an hour because
yeah,
that's what
true,
Disney Plus is doing for
true. They're gonna stretch it
TV
out,
shows
and it
right
doesn't
now
need to
for
be
live
stretched out.
actions. So it's going to be an
Yeah,
hour and it's going to be the same plot line as the first movie almost.
yeah, but I get why they did it as a movie because you get more in the box office than you do on your app. So
Yes. I mean, the only reason I feel like they greenlit Avatar for 2 through 5 is because it did so well. The first one did so well in the box office, but it was also revolutionizing like the visual aspects, which apparently revolutionized it for about 5 years, and then they completely disregarded it because movies nowadays look like shit. Um,
Yeah,
and I I just don't know. It's
yeah,
it's funny. I mean, these Avatar movies are still visually astounding, but I honestly didn't even notice the soundtrack for this movie,
yeah,
which for the first movie was also very good. And I'm pretty sure even in the second one, it was pretty good. For this one, I didn't even notice it existed. I didn't notice really any of it in this movie.
yeah. No, I didn't really notice much of it at all. Like I said,
Um,
mostly a mid
yeah,
film.
we need to put a rating on this movie, which we haven't done.
I'm gonna
Um,
probably give it. I'll give it about a. I'll give it about a five. I might raise it later if like four and
for
five
yeah,
end up being like great pieces and like it all orchestrates well, and you can watch all of these like you would the Lord of
I
the
would have to
Rings.
give this I
But
would have to give this movie to the same. I'd have to give this movie a five solely for its like plot is like a copy and paste of all the other ones. But
yeah,
for visuals and everything, I mean, just for the visuals alone, it's like an eight.
yeah, no, they do good visually.
Um,
Even with the
it's just the
gray.
plot that really pulls it down so much.
Well, yeah, well, even then, the plot for the first one was still mid, and then the fact that the
It
second
was
one was
mid, but
also, I mean, it made
it was
sense
mid,
for what they
but
were
it
going
it
for,
was
but it
just a
was,
stereotypical like, oh, we're going to a planet, we're going to invade it and just colonize it, pretty much.
I also don't
But
think
instead, it
that,
was the reverse way around of we
yeah,
lose and the aliens win. And the second movie is like, okay, let's try this a second time. And the third movie is, okay, let's try a third time. So eventually, by the seventh movie, they might actually succeed because Jake Sully is finally dead.
we can but hope. So I, I, I don't know. These movies, I was, I thought the first one was a good one and done film. The second one was like, okay, great, you got a little epilogue. That
If they wanted
that
to do that, they should have just wanted the, like a side like one episode like, hey, this is like after Pandora, them thriving, this is what it looks like now. That would have been like a 10-minute thing. That would have been kind of cool
yeah,
if they wanted to do it that way. But making this a now a five, trying to make it a seven movie series for each one going to be 3 hours. I am never going to sit through and watch all seven of them back to back like I
no.
do Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. No, it just depends. I think it depends on how it's orchestrated and if they somehow work it well where everything just flows really well, four and five, like okay, this might not be something you want to sit all the way through to watch all five of them, but you might go, okay, I'll watch one today, maybe one tomorrow, the next day, and kind of get the full picture later. But I mean, it might just be a one and done
Yeah.
at this point. Either I'm not a part of the fan base for these, or which I would think I would be, but I don't know. There's just something that I'm missing, or there's something that's missing in the film to me.
Yeah, I've got no idea.
Trying to,
Holy shit.
I'm trying not to say these movies suck, and I know
On
that Avatar has fans, hence why they made a park in a Animal Kingdom.
Oh
So
yeah. Oh yeah. But I don't understand why it's um
these movies are getting
I
the movies I think are making it maybe worse.
making it mediocre. Yeah,
Yeah.
making it worse. Yeah, mediocre. It's just becoming mediocre. Hello, hello everyone. Thank you everyone for watching this episode of Galactic Reviews. Join us next time where we will be reviewing The Return to Silent Hill.